If I do a chart for February 1st,
Thanks for coming today.
the notes are
A little better luck with the air conditioner last week because I had a program. That's good to see it. The program off on the main air conditioner for the week, so hopefully it'll catch up in a bit. We did buy us a spot cooler there to try to help last week. Get it right one of these days. It's Florida though. I'd like to welcome all of you to the People's Church of Divine Prophecy today. I'd like to ask you to silence your cell phones unless you're medical or law enforcement personnel. We have cold water in the fridge in the back, hot coffee on the table in the break area. You see all the nice food we brought. That's our potluck lunch today. Try to refrain from taste testing. It's already been taste tested. Guarantee it's going to be good. So, we didn't ask anybody to light candles, but they rejoice and they light candles. Please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the first time. Please join me in the attitude of prayer. Dear Father God, may we set aside all that came before us to get us here, all that we're going to do after we leave here, and be here in this moment of friendship, happiness, joy, and spiritual love. And we feel all of this as a complete experience. May it move our souls forward. And may we feel the joy that's here for us today. Amen.
Amen.
The next portion is a thought for the day from the Master, where I speak about something that's come across my reality, and I try to put it into a spiritual perspective, some philosophy that I'm trying to bring into my life and practice in my outer life. This past week has been kind of interesting because I'm moving again. I know everybody's going to laugh when I say this, but I really am retiring in January. I really have got somebody hired.
What year?
I really am training somebody.
What year?
Really have. Can't hear it.
What year, he said, what year?
She can't hear what she said. Lauren said she can't hear. Is that better?
Yep.
Good. And in thinking about this, there is a bit of anticipation because I make a pretty good salary at work, even though I spend most of it on ex-wives and horses and kids and everything under the sun, you know. There is a bit of anticipation about that loss of income because the only guaranteed income I have is Social Security after that. And I started reading I have a spiritual teacher I've subscribed to and submitted myself to, if you can believe that, for 20-something years now, if not more. And he wrote a book about memoirs of a modern medium. And in it, he talks about how he came to becoming a medium and how he was challenged with just enough money to get from point A to point B. And he never thought about being a medium, but as he went through these paces, things kept opening up for him as he took that step of faith. So in doing that, I took a step of faith and I started a couple of business efforts that I hope will bear some fruit. And I feel pretty good about it. So I guess there's a saying that I heard one time that a dream without a plan is just a wish. So if you want to pursue your dreams, you have to have a plan. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's personal, whether it's professional. You have to put a plan into place. Otherwise, you're driven by the circumstances of the world around you on a daily basis, rather than by your own plan. So as you put these plans into play, they do change. The world changes them, God changes them, but you have the plan that you're trying to move forward with. Unfortunately, as with my life, I started doing a lot of things that weren't building towards my dream, but just maintaining my daily life. And eventually, maintaining my daily life was all that I was doing without any plan for the future. And that's kind of the mode that I got into now, was with this thought of retirement, was just doing day-by-day things rather than seeing the future of where I wanted to be. So like I said, I read that book. I know that there's people that have done it. Some of the people I talked to when I was trying to start some of these business ventures, which I don't have a lot of money to start it, but it is a plan, they did the same thing. They stepped out with just a handful of dollars and followed their guidance and kept unfolding the plan before them. And it began to pay monetarily as well as spiritually. And what happens is, first you take the step of faith, you begin to unfold that plan, and you have to follow it. And there's people that have followed their plans for years and years and years before they bore fruit. And there's others that did it for months and bore fruit. And there's no rhyme or reason to it. The ones that got it after a month aren't doing a better job than the ones that took years. Their spiritual path determined how long they had to walk that path before it bare fruit. So if you focus in on the spiritual guidance, if you focus in on the spiritual purpose of the moment, and you can't help but focus in on the emotional content of the moment, that's what we are as human beings, but you have to, if not equally consider, more than consider the spiritual purpose of where you're at while you're there. And feel that on a daily basis. And again, like I said, the biggest confusion for me is the emotional content of it, the fear of not succeeding, the fear of things not working out, the fear of hurting somebody's feelings by pursuing my dreams. All of these fears are human-based and mind-based. But the underlying motivation, the spiritual motivation, will move you through those fears if you stay with it. And other people around you will be looking at that saying, why does he keep trying to do that? That's never going to happen. Why can't he just stop doing that? And some of them say, I got better things for him to do than that. So, you know, you have to kind of stay focused on what's there for you. I'll be 65 in January too, so if I don't do what I want to do now, when will I? When will I? This church was something I wanted to do, and it worked out really nice, and still is working out nice. So I need to find a professional expression for my business mind to do the same thing. And I know it's there just like this church was here. And this church started with an idea. It didn't start with a lot of money. It didn't start with a big plan. It started with a spiritual inspiration and a couple of good people that helped me push it to the beginning. Ronnie Austin's here today. He was my original co-founder. Judy Stetson was one of the original people here. And there's been a lot of people here that have been here a lot of the time too that have helped. But those were the 2 or 3 that sat in this room by ourselves for weeks, talking to each other, singing to each other, healing each other, until God made it happen. It didn't happen the first night. It didn't happen even hardly the first year. But we stayed with it, and it kept growing, and people kept coming. So your life's effort is like that too. It's gradual steps forward. It's not this blinding light of success. It's not like hitting the lottery. It's steady forward effort, steady promises, steady faith in what you're doing makes it unfold before you following that God's plan. So I ask you to think about these things as you try to move forward with your lives, find purpose with your lives, and find success with your lives. Thank you for listening. Please stand for the next minute.
Sing Kumbaya. That's in number 13, Kumbaya. Kumbaya. Kumbaya.
seated. I forgot to give an honorable mention to Ronnie's wife there, Jody. She was the one that set the kitchen up the first time. So she was definitely instrumental in helping us with that too in the beginning. First, we'll start the service, this portion of the service, by reading the prayer for spiritual healing on the back of the hymnal. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's get ready for the meditation. Find a comfortable position to sit. Feet straight on the floor, palms up in your lap. You may close your eyes. Taking a deep breath, inhale, and exhale. Taking another deep breath. And with your exhale, let go if there is any tension in your physical body. If you are experiencing any discomfort, just breathe it out and let it go. With your exhale, let go of the thoughts that are in your mind. Whatever is occupying your mind at this time. Again, with your exhale, breathe it out. Let it go. With each inhale and exhale, feel your mind becoming empty. All the thoughts are disappearing. Follow your breath. Engage with the rhythm of your breath. As you breathe in and breathe out, feel your body becoming more and more relaxed. And your mind quiet. Just follow your breath. Let it flowing gently, smoothly, throughout your entire body, from head to toe. Moving in a slow motion. Feel your breath taking you deeper and deeper within yourself. To a very quiet and empty space within you that feels very calm, quiet, and soothing. this peaceful presence and become one with it. Repeat to yourself gently, I am at peace with and with my surroundings. That you sense wholeness. It is in the silence and the quietness you feel content with who you are. You are infinite. You are pure and perfect. Embrace this infinite aspect of your being in this stillness and the quiet. I am at peace with and with my surroundings. Slowly and gently, your awareness rising high to your forehead. And look up above your head. As you look, you'll see a beautiful, bright, golden light. Connect with this golden light. See the energies from this golden source coming down to the crown of your head, moving gently in and around your forehead and your head, healing and clearing the mental body. Release and let go of all the thoughts, beliefs that are limiting your highest potentials. Release and let go of whatever is interfering with your spiritual growth, with your advancement in life. Release those patterns from your consciousness and feel this divine energy activating your infinite potentials, your infinite creativity. to the back of your head and circulating around your two hemispheres, the right and the left, going in and out, clearing the cellular memories, clearing the blockages, and opening the communication between your right and left hemispheres, awakening the divine knowledge and wisdom within your soul and spirit. You will see the energy triggering the pineal gland and activating the third eye to its full potential. Where you are able to see the spiritual realms. Enhancing your telepathic communications of seeing, feeling, hearing the spiritual dimensions. Clearing your throat chakra, clearing the blockages, and enhancing your communication skills, your verbal expressions, where you are able to speak up your divine truth with courage and confidence. Breathe in and out. Just follow the energy that is moving gently down to your chest, spreading to your shoulders, to your arms, all the way to your hands. Just follow this divine healing energy, circulating gently throughout your entire body. Your back, touching all the organs in your physical body, healing, see the energy moving gently around the molecules, the cells in your body, renewing the tissues. Activating the electrons, the protons, the neutrons in your body. Envision every atom in your body surrounded and vibrating with this divine healing energy. See the golden sparks within your body, your physical structure, your spirit structure, points of golden light. See the energy moving gently to your lower abdomen, to your lower body, touching and healing the emotional body. Release and let go emotions of pain, hurt, and suffering. Release and let go of the experiences from the past that keep resurfacing and interfering with your wholeness. Let go. For your own sake, release and let go. Forgive those who have hurt you. Forgive. As you forgive, you feel a sense of relief and freedom, inner joy and upliftment. Feel the shift in your emotional body as it becomes lighter and freer as you release and let go. Follow the energy that is moving gently down to your legs, to your knees, down to your feet. See it going out through the soles of your feet and anchoring you to the earth. Feel the energy expanding outside your physical body and creating the beautiful circle of golden light filling your entire aura, your electromagnetic field. Take a look at yourself sitting inside this beautiful circle of golden light. Your body is at ease and your mind at peace. And you are breathing peacefully. Feel your bodies, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, are in balance and in harmony, and completely aligned with your higher self, with your perfect self, that is surrounded with brilliant, brilliant golden light. Think of those who are in need for healing at this time. Anybody that you may know is in need for healing, going through hardship. Envision that person in your mind's eye. Direct this divine healing energy to that individual. There are more people that you may know, loved ones, friends, that comes to your mind. Send this healing energy. See the person receiving this energy. This energy to our planet. Envision Mother Earth, the ocean, the forests, the mountains, the rivers, the minerals, the plants, the animals. Just direct this energy to the entire planet and see it balanced, healed, harmonious. Envision Mother Earth in a bright and golden place, embraced with this divine healing energy. Feel the peacefulness and the harmony of humanity everywhere around the world. Feel the breath your peaceful breath that is connected with all there is. The breath of God, the breath of perfection, the breath of oneness. See yourself part of this infinite design, infinite creation. Feel the connection with everything, with everyone, and with the knowing that we are one. We are one. Become aware of this creation and the creative force that is within you. And wherever you are, create your realities. Allow your dreams to manifest and materialize. Wherever you are, just be the light that you are. As you let go of the light, know that light is always there. It is the spark of your spirit that is connected to the will of God, that is dominant and binding within your spirit. Surrender to the will of God. Let go and let God be. Aware of your breath that is bringing you back gently. Become aware of your physical senses, your feet, your hands. Come back slowly to the here and now and integrate your vision, your vibrations into this physical reality. Come back slowly. When you're ready, you can open your eyes.
In this portion with an inspirational reading. Very quietly, God speaks through your thoughts and feelings. Heed the divine voice of your conscience. Listen for this and you will never be disappointed in the results in your life. Listen for this small, still voice and your tired nerves will become rested. The divine voice comes to you as strength as well as tenderness, as power as well as restfulness. Your moral strength derives its effectiveness from the power that comes when you listen patiently for the still small voice. Please stand for the next one.
Let's sing the Spiritualist hymn. That's Nearer My God to Thee, number 6, which is the hymn of Spiritualists, number 6.
Still
inspirational lecture. Today we have Dr. James Thomas with us. Dr. Thomas was coining the word metaphysics when it wasn't even known. He's been around 1 or 2 years. I think he said it was 50 years at last count. I've known him for about 25 of those 50. It's always been an interesting relationship. I'm sure he's touched a lot of people's lives as he'll touch you, all of y'all's today. Please let's welcome Dr. James Thomas.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'd like to speak without the microphone, but I guess my voice does carry far and wide. This morning I would like to speak about law of attraction. The law of attraction is really something to get to know your own self. One learns from the effects that you have created by the law of attraction. We can create happy attractions. We can attract negative attractions. And when we start asking to bring certain things into our lives, I think sometimes we forget whether it should be good, bad, or indifferent. But we all look for the best in somebody else. And when it happens, and after a certain period of time, that attraction no longer belongs to us. It belongs to somebody else. And we forget about what lessons we learn from each other. And we should take those lessons that we have created and bring them in a full circle. Like attracts like. So if you're positive, what? You're going to attract positive people. If everything is negative, or you complain every day about something, then you should stop complaining and accept what's being brought into you. People ask me several times, and they complain about their jobs. I hear this all the time. Well, I'm not making enough money. Steve makes a lot of money. But he didn't know how to handle it sometimes, maybe, but anyways, he makes a lot of money. So, in turn, people attract to certain people, whether it be okay or not. The person that complains they don't get enough money should go out and get a different job. Or put their talents that they have when they used to do something that brought them more money, and they quit, and now they're down to not doing that original thing that brought them thousands of dollars. It's like a real estate person. How many in here are real estate people? How many in here are caregivers? Raise your hand if you're a caregiver. Okay. So if you're not making enough money at caregiving, then you should go out and find something that's going to bring you in more finances and put your talents to work. We can only help somebody when we're going through all this attraction stuff. Yes, I've attracted people into my life. I've attracted thousands of people into my life. And when we do, sometimes we have to pay the price for those things that we did attract. I want to go back a few years, way back, to the 70s. How many of you heard of Elizabeth Clare Prophet?
Oh, I have.
All right. We started, another person and myself, in Los Angeles. We started the Whole Life Expo. And how many people have heard about the Whole Life Expo that goes around the world today?
I may hear about a few of us now.
And so I was on this one stage, and Elizabeth Clare Prophet was on the other stage. And I was doing a thing, healing with color, or vibrations. And I sat down and meditated that I would have my room overflowing with 300 people. So I had a friend of mine go next door and see how many people she had. She had less than 100 people. And she was well known in the metaphysical field. So what did I do? I attracted more people into my vibration for a way of healing themselves with chromotherapy. So we create everything. This church here was created by a handful of people. And it flourishes today because of your positiveness. Next Sunday, or whatever Sunday comes up, think about bringing a friend to church. This is a very friendly place. It exudes with positiveness. And if it wasn't for Steve's positiveness, he wouldn't be here. He's your pastor. He's your guide. He's leading his flock. We learn everything from attractions. We can learn to bring somebody into our life, and after 6 months, or a year, or 7 years, they don't fit in the gamut of the plan. We've all gone through separations. By attracting somebody we thought was going to be good for us, and in turn turned out that it wasn't really good for us after the 21st year. And I want to go spread my wings and go out and experiment and learn different things. It happened to me. Mine was the 18th year. And if it hadn't been what had happened in that 18th year, I would not be here where I am today. How many of you are from different religions? I think everybody in here is from a different religion.
A philosophy, not religion. I'm a Buddhist.
The person that I was with at that particular time, because I said, I went every Saturday to shul with this person. So I said, will you please go to the Episcopalian church with my mother and father? And they agreed to go. But when we got home, he said, if you ever get on your knees again, I'll kill you. So that was the breaking point. I said, nobody's going to tell me that I can't pray to God in my own way. But I at one point attracted this person into my life, hoping to have a life that would continue on for 50 or 60 years together. But we've all been through those things where something has come in and has stopped us from continuing on. And when the door closed with that certain person, another door opened up.
Right.
And what opened up to me was self-realization. And then another door, when I met my spiritual mother, that door started to close. And another door opened up with a hierarchy. So it sent me from down here, and to up here. So when we talk about our teachers and our guides and all those things, they're on a higher level, but they're still working to become one with their Creator, just like each one of us are working to become with our Creator. Somewhere along the line, we have something that changes our pathway for the better. Or we tell a friend,
Exactly.
that friend in turn turns somebody else and says, let's go to the church above the bookstore. And what happens is they come into a room of positive thinking, positive people, people that have fun, people that have a core of making everything happen good in their life. Why is everybody doing this? I can't figure this out. Not unless you're all going through menopause or something. But really, if you would close your eyes and take 5 minutes when Ashka was doing the meditation and say, cool, cool, cool. And I watched the thermometer over here. It kept rising and rising instead of when we first started. And it was only 80 degrees in here. And now it's up to 82. So we didn't do our job of saying, cool, cool, cool. And if you would start doing that, even when you're meditating, you can mentally put out the thought of cooling the room down. We've done it before, haven't we? Another time, we've cooled the whole room down. So it's how we attract. And we did not want to really attract the heat today, did we? So, just think it cool when you go outside from here. The law of attraction is very, very simple. You will learn from everybody. The attraction process helps us to develop our physical and spiritual domain. Apply past experiences to the present ones that you have now. So, your past experiences has brought you where you are today, and if you want to go further, then you will succeed and go further on a higher spiritual plane of knowledge. It's not up to me, it's not up to Steve. It's from each one of us taking things from each other. If you have not been to, on the first Saturday of the month, to Casadega, you should go. It's an experience. I said to Judy yesterday, I have not been here since grandmother was in charge. Then we had Barbara, who who was the second grandmother when this whole thing got started. And now Judy is the grandmother. She's not really a grandmother, but she is a grandmother in the Indian lore. But it is drumming. It actually is an experience. And when you go through that experience, I said, even though the testosterone was so big around me, all women and I was the only man, didn't know what to do.
Except for Chief White Eagle was there.
Huh?
My Chief White Eagle was there. He
I
had
know.
covered.
He balanced it out. My teacher, my guides, my Indian guide, Two Feathers balanced it out. So I said, okay, we can handle this group. And I got through it okay. But these are things that we run up against. And we don't know until we experience it. But yes, it was a great day for me. And it would be a great experience for you. Our newsletter, I Am newsletter is in the back. And some of you get it, some of you don't get it. But Cassadaga is going to be blessed. 17th or 18th. Going to be blessed because we are blessing a section of Cassadaga that since it was founded, and Steve probably remembers when Horseshoe Park started.
Medicine Wheel Park.
Medicine Wheel Park. That was way back.
I think it was 87.
It was in the 80s, yeah, when it got started. But it hasn't been used in a number of years. And so we're re-blessing the holy grounds of Cassadaga with bringing that back into fruition. So everybody's welcome to join us on that day.
June 18th at 6 o'clock.
And it's also in the newsletter. So thank you very much. Have a blessed day. And think cool. 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 Thank you.